What is up, guys? Stark here. I am back for another video, and in today's video we're back in Black Clover and we're going to take a look at Dorothy's ranking or defense battles. So we are going to go ahead and do all the difficulties. Now this isn't going to be like a ranking thing where we beat it fast. We're just going to beat it, and honestly that's a bit of a challenge. So we're going to start with beginner and work our way up. Now the first couple of difficulties aren't really that hard. Obviously they're very easy. This is the team that I used, and these are the relics I have. So yeah, it's a little bit of a cop-out because I'm using her relic, but you should be able to beat the difficulties up to Wizard King at least without needing the relic or the accessory or whatever one of these called. But you probably need it for Wizard King. You probably actually don't need it for Wizard King, but it makes it a lot easier. But her Dream Bracelet will give sleep immunity permanently and then have a low chance to inflict sleep with every attack. Now that the last part's not really important. You're just going to use it for the sleep immunity, which will be very helpful because Dorothy does more damage if your character is asleep. And obviously if they're sleeping, they're not attacking. So let's go ahead and get started here on beginner. Really not much to worry about here in beginner stage. You should have no difficulties with it, assuming your account is, you know, pretty high leveled, and if it's not, you shouldn't be trying to do this anyway, so really come back when you have better characters or higher level characters. But this one's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. We're gonna put auto on because we're not really gonna need to worry about it too much. We're just gonna steamroll. But yeah, the main thing about Dorothy, I don't even think it's Dorothy that's the big deal, but she does have a very strong special, Glamour World, which will hit really hard, and if they're sleeping it'll crit and do a lot of damage. So you want to make sure you don't get hit by that, or if you do, make sure your characters aren't sleeping. So we did beginner there, very easy, and then we're gonna go ahead and do intermediate. Again, this should be very simple, very easy to get through. We're gonna use the same team throughout the entire thing here. I did try using the Witch Queen instead of Nozel. It worked somewhat well, but I think Nozel is the better option, and I'll talk about why when we get to the harder difficulties. But yeah, Glamour Roll is difficult. The other really annoying thing about this stage is the fact that there's this blue moth thing in it, and I'm not sure which difficulty he actually pops up in. We'll see here as we go through, but he'll actually his ability will take away your arcane art like gauge. It'll just wipe it out. So obviously you can't use your specials if you don't have the gauge filled, and that is the main reason why I think at least I struggled with it anyway. So moving on to expert here. Again, this one shouldn't be much of a problem. It'll just be the final two stages. But that blue moth is a pain. He'll stop you from using your arcane arts, which makes it a lot harder to actually win. Yeah, so he's not in expert either. Yeah, there he is. He's on the top. So that blue moth there is very annoying. You want to make sure that you kill him, or if you have Nozel, bring him in, because Nozel's special will stop him from using his own special, because he seals the enemy's arcane arts. So it usually doesn't work on Dorothy. So right here we have it. She usually resists it. Now, I have done this before with Nozel, and she's resisted it, and she still hasn't used her special, so I don't know if that's like random or whatever, but if you can seal that moth from using his arcane art drain, then you shouldn't have any problems beating the stage, because you can just go in there and, you know, do your specials. And she's gonna hit us with Glamour World here probably. So here's the first look at Glamour World. It does a pretty good amount of damage, and if you are sleeping, it'll deal even more damage. So you do have to be careful, and in like the higher stages, she probably will knock out Leo if you are using Leo as your leader. But you don't need to worry about that. This isn't a ranking, so you don't get, you know, graded based on how many characters survive. You really just need to beat it, and like one time, so you can get the pages, so you can unlock Dorothy. So now moving on to Grand Knight, and this is where things are going to get a little bit more challenging. So we're going to take auto off, and we're actually going to play here. So the main focus is to get Nozel to use his special as quickly as possible. So we're going to go ahead and switch into Crimson Line 2 as soon as we can to hope we get our gauge filled up pretty fast. So once Dorothy switches her formation, then she's about to unlaunch her Glamour World, so you can keep an eye on that. So she's switched right now, so she will have 3 seconds until Glamour World. So we're going to go ahead and use our AA or AOM and then hit with Nozel for his special. Now she'll probably still get Glamour World off, but it doesn't really matter. We're just more focused on stopping this stupid moth from screwing us over here. And we did get pretty hard there, and she did actually take out BD Asta, which is actually a really bad thing. If this was on Wizard King, we would probably fail, but we're not. So we're gonna go ahead and use Noelle. See if we can actually clear this wave here. Otherwise, I'll have to go back in and redo it. I think I'll be okay though. So here we go. Here's his first thing. He uses his arcane arts, and he gets rid of our specials, but we already used them, so we're good that time. We got lucky. But now we're just going to go ahead and, do what we can here to kill Dorothy. At this point in the game, it shouldn't be too hard to actually beat her. We're just going to keep using Noelle, get that reduction in defense. If we had BD Asta, we probably would have won already because, following up with his attack, do a lot of damage. And Nozel doesn't actually do damage with his special, neither does Julius. So it'll be a little bit of a grind here. But BD Asta is not going to die from that too often, so we just got an unlucky roll right there. But honestly, it kind of works out this way because I'm showing you that you can do it without BD Asta. It just makes it a lot easier. You could also take in the Aqua Deer formation if you don't have Nozel and switch out to that formation right about the time she's going to use her Glamour World and then do it that way. But like, I don't know. If you have Nozel, I think you should use him. It just makes it a little bit easier and safer. So now we are going to go ahead and get into Wizard King. And this honestly might take a few attempts because it is still difficult. And, if you get the wrong rolls, you could still end up getting killed pretty fast. And if BD Asta does die, then, I really can't beat it. But once again, this is the team I use. It has worked very consistently. Alright, so here we are at the final stage. It's difficult no matter what team you use, really, but for our strategy, we're going to just try and get Nozel special off to seal that moth because he is a pain in the butt. And then we just need to hope RNG rolls our way. We got a bunch of characters that just fell asleep right there, which is very bad for us. We need Noelle awake very badly to use her special, but she's taking a nap right now. And that's very bad because we're about to go into Glamour World and eat a very bad special. But it looks like Nozel actually saved the day there. He got his arcane arts off. So now we're in a good position. It might take a few tries for it to actually work, but if you get it off, you're good. Alright, so that was a good round 1, but Dorothy can make a good comeback. Her Glamour World is really, really strong, so you just have to be careful. And this moth is going to hit us with his special, going to drain our arcane art gauge, which really hurts. But at this point in the stage, it's 5-on-1. We're pretty good here, but Dorothy can pretty much wipe out your entire team with her special, so you do have to be careful, but she has a long time before she'll switch back. So this looks like it's going to be the run for us where we get it done. And as soon as our gauge is filled, we're going to AOM. If Noelle fills up her special here, I think we're pretty much won. Yeah, we got this. And at this point, we already won. We're just whittling down our HP to get that victory. But yeah, even with this, like, it did take a few tries before, RNG works in your favor. But, as you can see here, no casualties. It looked very easy, but honestly, it's definitely a lot harder than that. We got lucky with her not firing off her Glamour World on that first wave. And that's why I bring Nozel in, just to stop that from happening. But yeah, I hope this helped a little bit. I don't even know if Nozelle's actually helping that much in comparison, but we are going to go ahead and unlock Dorothy. And I'm going to try some other teams, see if I can figure out any other strategies in case you don't have Nozelle. But having Noelle and Nozelle is definitely a really big help. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I have the links below to my Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. So feel free to check those out, and I'll see you guys next time.